What's good, y'all? It's your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going with the Hasbro Lightning Collection Mesogog figure from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. What's going on, y'all? Hope everybody's doing well. I know it's been a little minute since we dropped a review. Getting back into it, man. We will be doing a full, clean figurine scale rating for this guy. Because it is a modern day figure, so he's got all the potential to be rated for all these different things. All right, not like one of the older Toy Biz figures that may not have had all the abilities that these modern day figures have. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get into a full full scale rating on this guy. Really like the box. Here is the box. I got this guy at Mighty Pins Collectibles in Anaheim. Be sure to check them out. I'll try to link them in the description, or at least put the name down there so you guys can check it out if you're in the area. Very, very cool place. Kind of like a mini Frankenstein's. Definitely not nearly as much space or as much things in there, of course, but very, very cool collectible shop. Got this guy there. Got him, as you can see right there, for 25. So I had to go for it. I was looking for a Mesogog figure. I think I did search for him on Mercari and eBay at some point, and he tended to be quite a bit more than like retail, which is about like 25. So I just wasn't willing to pay that much for a figure like this. But since I found him at Mighty Pins for 25, I said, you know what, let's do it. Let's do it. Gotta do it and review it. You know what I'm saying? So here is the box. I really do like the box. They kind of just got him in a basic pose on the front, but I do like the color of the box and the artwork. You got a cool little picture of Mesogog there on the side. And I like how this kind of slash, this little streak of white and gray kind of going down the middle, like a diagonal. Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Dino Thunder Mesogog right there. Let me back that up so you guys can see that better. It says right there, Dino Thunder Mesogog, has a lightning bolt, Hasbro of course. Side of the box, same thing, Power Rangers Dino Thunder logo up top. And then we got Dino Thunder Mesogog, creepy face of Mesogog down there at the bottom. On the back here, we've got Mesogog again. They show the height of the figure. Apparently he stands at 165.7 millimeters tall, or 6.5 inches. So 6.5 inches tall. Very, very cool. Dino Thunder Mesogog again. Side of the box, other side, we have a more full picture of that shot that we got on the front of the box, where you can see more of the full body and Power Rangers Dino Thunder. And not really much more at the top, just kind of Power Rangers Dino Thunder, just kind of, going through there. And then at the bottom, legalese and all that good stuff. And yeah, so let's go ahead and crack it open, man. Let's not waste any time. I know it's been a minute for some Lightning Collection reviews, and particularly Dino Thunder. We're so close to finishing the team. I actually do have Tommy, believe it or not. Tommy's the last one I needed as far as Rangers go. I just haven't had a chance to review him just yet because I am looking to do something for the review that I just haven't had time to quite get done yet. So as soon as I finish that, I'll be sure to review Mr. Tommy as the Black Dino Thunder Ranger, because I love that that suit. The Black Dino Ranger suit is one of my all-time favorites. All right, so that review will be coming soon enough, I promise you. All right, wow, interesting packaging here. So when I open up the box, we actually get this inside. All right, so we've got that typical tray that we get, but then Mesogog is actually wrapped up in some plastic here, and it's got the Dino Thunder logo, so it's official. It's got this little strap holding it in, and then you've got this holding, I'm guessing, what is his accessories down here. So let's go ahead and bust that open, see what we got going. All right, Mesogog is free. Well, almost free. Let's get him out the paper. All right. There we go. All right. Looking nice. Looking very, very nice. So let's go ahead and see if we can get him standing here. I was going to adjust his head right now, but I'm actually going to leave it just like how I got it out of the packaging so you guys can see it. See what that looks like. Okay, and here is Mesogog. Yes, looking very, very cool. All right, now let's go for his accessories. Doesn't have too much, but I think it's appropriate for him. We've got a bag of accessories here. Let me go ahead and pull those out. And if at any point during the video, guys, my voice sounds a little weird, I apologize. I just got over a cold, so that is likely, that's the cause of that. But feeling a lot better. Yeah, I was sick for like the last week. It was really annoying. I don't get sick often, but when I do, it's quite annoying. But I'm feeling a lot better. You might be able to still hear it a little bit in my voice. Kind of clearing everything out, but I am feeling much, much better. So put this away. All right. So we've got a quick look at Mesogog here. All right, and I gotta say he does look very, very nice from an aesthetics standpoint. There are definitely some things that I want to address about him as far as the aesthetics go, but overall he does look really, really good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move him to the side for just a minute, and we will pull in the accessories. So starting first up, we have an alternate fist hand for him. You can see on the packaging, or out of the packaging, he had these claw hands on him. In case you weren't able to see those well enough, he has his kind of open claw hands, so that's cool. Straight out of the package, but he does come with some alternate fist hands, which look pretty nice. I like that they're sculpted very good. Kind of a shame that these don't have the fingernails painted though, like the other ones. You can see the fingernails in there. They are sculpted into there, but they're not painted red like the other hands were, so that's a little unfortunate. I think that's kind of lazy on Hasbro's part. Definitely should have put some red paint in there. I don't think it would have, costed much, and should have been relatively easy to do. So I will probably end up painting those red myself at some point because I like show accuracy and I like, the finer details. But still, very, very nice looking fist hand overall. I like the scaly pattern and everything. Good sculpt. He's only got 3 fingers, so that looks pretty accurate to me. So you get 2 of those, obviously 1 for each hand, and then you get some pretty cool effects pieces. You got this, it looks almost like a flame, but you can tell it's not a flame. It's more like a blast effect, or like, on the box, I think, let's see. On the box, they have him kind of like holding this effect piece, like in his hand like that. Almost like a little flame or something is coming off of him. Now, I've never seen him do anything like that in the show, but I think that's kind of cool. That might be like a reference to something he does in like one of the video games, maybe like the Game Boy Advance game, or Power Rangers Legacy Wars. Could be something like that they might have him do in the game. Not sure, never played those games, but I have played Legacy Wars, but I haven't played Mesogog or like Dino Thunder or anything. So, but still, this is a very, very nice looking effects piece. I like the translucent yellowish orange color, very, very cool. Like the sculpt on it, very, very nice. So yeah, kind of like a hard plastic, but not too spiky. Like these little spikes aren't gonna like really hurt you unless you really jab yourself with them. They're not like super sharp or anything, so that's nice. And you have like a little port down there that you can obviously plug in, I guess, his fist or wherever this is supposed to go. So very, very cool. And then we have this cool lightning effects piece, which is very, very cool. I like this one a lot. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Trent's laser arrows effect, so that's very cool. Similar type of color and everything. Like the sculpt on it. I think this looks really nice. So it'd be cool to pose him up, kind of wielding this thing right here. I think that looks pretty cool. All right, and that's it for accessories. So very simple, very basic. But it's Mesogog, so we really don't need much for him in the way of accessories. He's more of a kind of a standalone guy. So yeah, I think it would have been cool to get something that emulated the psionic beam. I think that's what you call it. The little beam that he uses to kind of like mentally torture Elsa and Zeltrax. you know, when they mess up or whatever, and he's angry, and he kind of uses like that little beam that comes out of his head. I think it would have been cool to get something, you know, more similar to that. I think maybe they were trying to use this to kind of like emulate that, but this doesn't really look like, you know, what was in the show. But then again, it probably would have been kind of hard to make something like that, you know, look realistic in plastic form. You know, especially for Hasbro, because we know they struggle with a lot of things. But anyways, but yeah, I think this is like a cool piece, and I do believe this is meant to go on his head. I think this actually is meant to emulate it, now that I think about it, based on like photos I've seen. But so yeah, you know, this is cool. This isn't a bad, I guess, attempt at, you know, recreating that. So that's cool. But let's go ahead and pull Mr. Mesogog back in here. Now, one of the first things I want to point off, what I mentioned at the beginning of the video about his aesthetic, something that I noticed right away, you know, even before this guy came out and I saw the promo pictures, was the fact that his robe, or whatever you want to call this, his outfit, is not really black, which is kind of odd, because in the show, like, his outfit is clearly black, and they decided to give him more of a kind of like gray, like a greenish gray color to his you know, his suit, which doesn't look bad. I mean, it's still, you know, it's a nice color. I think it definitely goes with, you know, his aesthetic and everything. But as far as like show accuracy, this definitely should have been black. And it's, you know, it's funny because they even have like some black parts in here. Like you can see up here in the collar, they have like this kind of like black part sculpted around, going back here. It almost looks like he has like a hood on, like a hoodie or something. Never really noticed that in the show, but I guess that's accurate. You know, because his outfit being, you know, like pretty much all black in the show, it's kind of hard to like notice the smaller details. But I guess he does kind of have like this hood thing in the back. But yeah, that's cool that they sculpted that in there. Yeah, it's a very nice look. It just color-wise, it's not exactly show accurate. This is definitely too light of a color, I would say. But again, they do have like some of that black sculpted at the top, and it's actually very glossy. Interesting that they use a pretty gloss finish for that up in here, and, you know, kind of wrapping around the back near the hood and everything. So almost, and it's hard plastic. Almost looks like he has like an armored plate or something right there. I don't know if that's meant to be armor or not, but very, very cool. The pants, you know, the lower part of him, they seem to have gotten right as far as like the black color. Like the color of his pants, that's basically, you know, what his entire outfit should be. Like the torso as well should be about like the color of his pants, that black color. So, but yeah, everything else seems to look pretty nice, pretty accurate. So I got some few shots here to look at the source material and do some comparisons. So let's go ahead and pull that up. So this is what Mesogog looks like in the show. Move him aside for just a second here. Alright, so here is a more show image of Mesogog and what he looks like. Kind of zoom in for y'all a little bit so you can see that better. Alright, that is how Mesogog appeared in the show. Alright, so you can see like his outfit is like all black, really, and you know, so that's kind of like one of the first inaccuracies I noticed on the figure itself. But so, you know, that's probably the biggest thing I could point out. Let's see, I'm looking at the head sculpt. It's kind of interesting. It's hard for me to say. Let's see, like based on this photo, I can't really see the top of his head, but on the figure, it seems like, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, there we go. Zoom out a little bit more. All right. So you can see on the figure, on the top of the head, they kind of use like a bluish color up here. I don't know if that's, you know, completely accurate to the show. It seems like, at least in this photo, this reference photo, it seems like he does have like a kind of faded, like, you know, color up there. He has a very like interesting color scheme, right? He has kind of like a whitish gray, you know, like a skull color basically going for like the front of his face. And then he has his eyes, which are like, you know, have dark circles around them, and then you have the red kind of eyebrow sections, which you know, are on the figure, which is nice. And then when you get to the top of the head, to me, at least from this photo, it seems like it's more of like a gray. It's like it's kind of like fading out into or maybe getting darker, I guess, into like a gray color at the top of his head, whereas on the figure, they use more of like a blue color. So I don't know, kind of an interesting color choice. I don't know how Hasbro, does their research, as far as like source material when it comes to figures and stuff. I'm assuming they just look at like images or like, watch episodes or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like some of the colors on this figure are a bit off from the source material, but it's nothing like too stark that's gonna like, I guess, deter you away from the figure. But it is something to note that I think some of these colors might not be the most accurate.